Welcome back, one and all, to Dynne Plays Dragon Quest IX, Sentinels of Flashy New Weapons. On the last episode, we put our skills to the test, and on this episode, we are going to use those skills to terrify the butterflies. That is correct. We are going to instill a sense of God-fearing justice into the local butterfly population. And you may be thinking to yourselves, well, there aren't any butterflies on Newit Isle. Why are you in All Trades Abbey? I have a reason for that, and that's because I want to change my class. There is a quest, a rather obscure quest, not insofar as it's hard to find, but insofar as the mysteries surrounding its completion requirements are obscure. I need to change my class. Jack Abbott of All Trades Abbey, I need you to change me into an old friend, the Minstrel class. I need this to be able to equip specific items. Let it be so. Dynne, fill your hearts with visions of becoming the most minstrelified minstrel on this side of the world. Oh, my old leather hat. Oh, I've missed my old leather hat. I have not missed my new old leather hat in the slightest. I will activate the quest first, and then I shall explain the requirements of the quest. And before we do anything else, we need to get naked because nothing else matters in life. So I have to get rid of my flamenco shirt, which is sad, very, very sad. I didn't even have an accessory equipped while I was a minstrel. That's kind of sad. Anyway, I will say right off the bat, this is going to be entirely side quest focused. I have 5 potential side quests that I want to focus on. And to begin with, I need to go to Port Laffin Porth. Spend several decades of your life thinking it's Port because it's, a port town. And then you'll always think it's that one thing. You'll never be able to change your way of thinking. We need to go to the inn. I've tried to do this quest before, but I forgot where I needed to go. So now that I'm naked, I should be able to do it. You, bunny girl, in the inn. I can't believe it. This place is the pits. It's all fishy and mucky and squelchy. Ugh. I must have gotten on the wrong boat. Why did I come to this stupid little backwater town? It smells like fish and algae. Have you ever tried the words escape me. There is a brand. I don't know if you would know this being naked as you are, but there's a brand of like scent. I don't even want to call it perfume. It's not perfume. It's algae-based perfume, and the scent, it's like rotting fish and liquid feces just set out in the sun for like 16 straight weeks. It's just, that's what this reminds me of, Naked One. I have no idea why I'm here. Are you a traveler by chance? I am too. Anyone who comes to this town is almost certainly going to be a traveler, because otherwise they'd be a fisherman, and well, you can smell those from a mile away. Anyway, my name's Glitzy. I'm from the Glitz Pit. I am a wrestling coach, believe it or not. Well, wrestling coach and fashion. I worked as a wrestling coach, as a stylistic wrestling coach. I didn't actually do any of the wrestling or coaching about the wrestling moves. I was more of like the wrestling coach in like a PR department for the wrestlers. You might know my most famous person that I managed. Client? It's not a client. He never paid me. He just took my advice. Should probably get back and sue that. But anyway, he's big and yellow and he's got Raw in the name. I forget his name. We weren't close, thinking about it. I should probably get some severance. But it's questions for later. I go around and I research world trends. Anything to make myself, more popular. Why don't you put on a little fashion show for me? Show me your fiercest, most to die for outfit. Well, I mean, I'm already in my birthday suit, so I feel like that is already to die for. I am the 3rd most powerful Celestrian in the observatory, so I am something special, if I do say so myself. You've received a quest request for the most stylish woman in the world, putting on the glitz. You bumped into Glitzy, the wandering fashion designer / wrestling coach in the inn in Porth Laffin. She asked you to put on a bit of a fashion show for her. Go on, wow her with your best outfit. Oh my god, I get to dress up for a lady. Nice. Ho ho, this'll be great fun. I'll make a wrestler out of you yet. Alright, get yourself ready, give me a shout. You've acquiesced to the quest, putting on the glitz. That is indeed correct. This is the obscure quest that I was talking about, because based on that quest blurb about what you need to do, it basically just says, put on your best. And what does that possibly mean? Well, I want to show off something that may or may not have any application towards anything that you do. You may have noticed over the course of mine or your own adventure that in some occasions, in some fights, enemies will become enthralled with you or your characters. That is an effect that is entirely dependent on one stat of yours at the very bottom there called style. I have a natural style of 52, and style is something that is entirely determined upon, well, your level, but that's, understand, it's like a base stat, but it can be changed through your equipment. Much like your defenses and any other stats that you might get buffs from, style is something that is dependent on your equipment, but insofar is that every bit of equipment has its own hidden style effect. Right now, with nothing equipped, I have 52 style. I am going to change that by equipping a single item. I'm going to equip a rapier. This is something you can buy in Stornway, and it is one of the items that you're going to probably find the easiest to acquire to complete this quest. And the reason why I changed myself into a minstrel is because some of the items that I need to equip to satisfy the conditions for this quest are only equipable by a minstrel, and since it's a starting vocation, you should be able to switch into it for the duration of this quest quite easily. But if I go into my attributes now, my style is 87, from 52 to 87, 53 points. No, 35. Sorry, backwards. I am dyslexic for numbers, but for a single item, that's a pretty big boost. Now, for this particular quest, I have found conflicting amounts of information about the minimum style point threshold you need to reach to complete this quest. I have seen the number be as low as 180, but I have seen the number go as high as 350. I do not know where those people from the ether, shall we say, have got their information. But I have done a little bit of testing, and I know without a doubt, with video proof, that I can do this properly. And we're going to need to go and buy things. So if you don't have money, well, SOL. This world only allows you to succeed if you have money. But the things that we do have right now, the feathered headband, this is something you can get in alchemy, this is something you can buy in Bloomingdale in the armor shop, and this is something you get as a reward for doing the Coffinwell stuff from the Professor Archaeology guy. So you should have a feathered headband, or you should be able to buy it. So that is something I want to equip. I also want to equip, I don't have the proper thing, or though maybe I might, who knows. Let me try something. A light shield. I bought that in Bloomingdale. I wonder if I have enough equipment to do this myself. It's unlikely. There are specific things, but gold mail, that's something you can easily get, so I'm gonna put that on. I don't have the right thing. You know what? Let me just stick with the things that I know are going to work, because that's the easiest thing to get. So right now we have the rapier, we have the feathered headband, we don't have any armor, a shield, mittens, the pants, believe it or not, Swine Dimple slacks. Easy to acquire if you make your way out to Swine Dimples. It's quite easy to get a pair of pants. But if you don't have a pair of pants, in Gleba, in the armor shop, there is something called red tights, I believe is the item. They will work just as fine as well. And then another thing to equip is leather shoes. Very easy to acquire since you literally start the game with them, and you can buy them in Angel Falls and all participating retail stores, which is neat. The bow tie, I believe you can buy in Slurry Quay, so buy yourself a bow tie. And right now, with these items equipped, if I go into my attributes, my style right now is at 150. And at this point, we're doing rather well for ourselves in terms of style. I'm actually kind of curious. I am 99% certain that this is not stylish enough, but at 150, are you going to say yay or nay? Do I pass the wrestling muster? If I were a wrestler, would you sign me on for a 3-year contract? I mean, I do have a blue tank top, which matches my eyes, So I've got the clothing feng shui. Are you ready to show off your best outfit? Yeah, I'm not wearing any shirts or gloves, but I'm sure it'll be fine. That's your outfit, is it? Okay. Let's have a good look at it then. Give us a twirl. Ugh, it's not exactly chic, is it? No, it's no good, sorry. Go try something else. Okay, so 150 is too low, which is fine. Definitely fine. So at this point, you should basically have all of the stuff that we've already got. We got a weapon, we got a headband, headpiece, pants, shoes, and an accessory. So at this point, you probably only need a shield, a bit of chest wear, and some gloves. And you might be thinking, it's like, well, what do I need? Well, allow me to show you. Let's go to Slurry Quay. The next port of call is the port town of Slurry Quay, because this is where we will be picking up our wrist guards. Specifically, the only shop in town has the only thing that we need. We need the silver bracelets, and for a very respectable 540 gold, you can get one of these quite easily. Very cheap, very effective, and more importantly, very stylish. I will equip it on Dynne. Very nice. I have nothing else for you to sell me. The next and last port of call is, of course, Bloomingdale, the most stylish of towns on this continent. I was about to say on this side of the Protectorate, but that's not necessarily true because, well, we haven't been to the most stylish town in all of the Protectorate. We'll get there eventually. We need to go, very specifically, to the armor shop. I need armor. Even though it's not necessarily armor, I'm here for style. I need to buy a platinum shield. Bit expensive at 3,200, but it is not egregiously expensive, so I will equip this, which is definitely something that we desire. And for our chest piece, we need, of course, the best vest. For $2,000, it is remarkably cheap, and it gives you some magical mending. So it's not the worst thing to just buy normally if you need it, but now I look fantastic. I look absolutely incredible. Let's look at ourselves. Man, that vest, I truly am the most stylish guard. If I went to the observatory looking like this, I'd probably be able to kick Aquila off the totem pole. Because this is nice. Like, it works with, like, the bracers, they look like cufflinks. It's really good. Very nice. We shall look at our style attribute. Dynne's style is now at 209. I do believe, if my testing is correct, we should be able to do it with 200. I believe 200 is probably the cutoff point. 150 is not enough. I'm actually kind of curious to see. Let me put at least one rumor to rest. If I can get this, for my own curiosity, because I never actually tested this, if I just take off the swine dimple slacks, what is, if I try and model to this incredibly glitzy woman without pants on, what is my style at right now? It's 181. Okay, that's literally as perfect as I can make it. It is 1 point above 180. I'm very curious to see if this will be enough. For my own idle curiosity, I have another attempt. That's your outfit? Let's have a good look. Wow, that's stunning. Okay, I was not expecting this to work without pants. It appears the threshold for this quest is above 150, but below 181. Or, no, it's above 150, but also above 180. It's not 150. That's the threshold. You need to probably be at 181, so buy these clothes, and all of these clothes are easy to get. That's exactly the kind of thing I was looking for. Only someone as insane as you could make it in a wrestling match if you didn't even want to put on a pair of pants. It's probably because she sees something that she really likes without the pants on. It's got me thinking. It's like there are fireworks going off in my head. Yes. Snip, 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 snip. Stop cutting me apart. Don't tear apart my best vest. It's literally my best vest. A seam there, a tuck there, another seam, stream, and boom, I am done. All done. I have used my special wrestling mastery and my special skills as a designer and the talent of someone who is in vastly different fields to whip up something that'll look absolutely stunning on you. Dynne receives a majestic mantle. Success. Thank you, Glitzy, for giving me the most glitzy item that you could make. A majestic mantle. I wonder if I could put that on. Neat. I have got a quest completed. Now I need to go change my vocation and meet up in the next location. What does the thing look like? Oh wow, that is majestic. A regal wrap that enhances the elegance of any outfit eightfold. Eightfold? Wow, I do look rather majestic. They even involved, they even gave me a cape. Wow. I like this. That is stylish. The nice royal purple. That is an eightfold outfit if I've ever seen one. Would that go good on Charles? The magical might goes down significantly. Is this only for like defenses? Would this help anyone? That wouldn't help anyone. It makes me look incredibly stylish, but it doesn't actually help anyone. That is unfortunate. I think I might be able to use this in alchemy. Anyway, that's fine. Our next port of call is Coffinwell, and before I meet you there, I need to go get my axe back, because I feel exponentially naked without my giant axe. So let me go and change that, and I'll meet you in Coffinwell. I lied to you, because I am not in Coffinwell. In an effort to be extremely efficient, I am actually going to leave immediately. No, I'm not. I was about to do a thing where I went off to fight enemies because we need to do bios today. Today is going to be side quest and bios, but I suppose while we're here, we actually do need to do some alchemy. So I'm going to do some alchemy. Several of our quests, I think like 2 or 3 of them, require items that we can only get through alchemy. And luckily for us, I do believe I have all of the materials already, which is incredible. I need, first up, to use a recipe that I believe I have. I need birdsong nectar. There it is. Birdsong nectar. We have not made this particular recipe yet, and luckily for us, it is something that we have access to all of the ingredients for. Sleeping hibiscuses, you can buy them in Bloomingdale. Fresh water, the waterfall north of Slurry Quay. Nectar, south of Slurry Quay, past that bridge. So I only need 1 of these, so I will gladly get cooking. Thank you, Crackpot. Make it, please. Pop, 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 pop. Dun, 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 dun. Birdsong nectar. It is a bottle of nectar in the jar that is coincidentally shaped like a bird. This is how we discovered birds. We found birdsong nectar long, long before we ever found birds. Believe it or not, the Almighty actually modeled the animal birds after this particularly carved, artisanally crafted bottle of nectar. So yeah, that's the birth of birds. Sorry to drop this Celestrian knowledge on you, but that's how birds came into existence. Anyway, the next item that we need is a bit of an interesting one. We actually need to make the Technicolor Dream Cloth, and this is a bit of a roundabout thing to get. Not necessarily because the Brighton Rocks. The Brighton Rocks you can find out in the world in the deserts in Gleba, but because we haven't actually been to Gleba, we can't access it through that way. So we found it through random items in chests, I believe. Grubby bandages are something that you can yoink straight off of the mummies in the Quarantomb. They're the easiest. I believe they're like a 1 in 8 or a 1 in 16 chance. Pretty easy to get those if you have pretty good thief with high deftness and the half-inch scale. So, blah, 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 excusez-moi. The celestial skin, on the other hand, this bit of celestial cloth is the... Wow, my words are completely escaping me. I am deeply apologetic. But this one is going to be a bit of a different thing, because that is not something... Oh, we do have the recipe. I have no idea where we got the recipe for this thing. But fresh water, again, something you can get in the waterfall. And tangleweb you can get north of the river outside of Angel Falls. So it's easy to get these items, but if you don't have the recipe, that's not something I can help you with. Or, well, I actually can. I retract my previous statement, because if you just follow the recipe, you can make the celestial cloth. I don't know how to pronounce that word. I'm just going to call it skein. It's skein. Anyway, now that I've made that, I'm going to make the Technicolor Dream Cloth, because I have all of the ingredients. You cannot buy it, but that's fine. Toil and trouble and make myself some rainbow nonsense, please. Look at this. It's rainbow nonsense. Wow. I love it. Incredible. Choose the recipe. No more recipes. That's all we needed. We needed some nectar and some rainbow cloth, which is the only reason why I'm here anymore. And I put on my boxer shorts. I'm wearing pants, but I'm wearing like 2 sets of underwear, technically. Don't look into that too much. Anyway, let's go fight some monsters, because we've got a bunch of new weapons, and I want to put them to the test on the monsters around Swine Dimples. We'll put those alchemized ingredients to use. Eventually, we'll get to Coffinwell. The 2 places we need to go to are Coffinwell and Zier, so... The first enemy that we desire to fight for no other reason than I have forced myself to fight every monster in this game are the Brethren Warriors. They're very frozen, so let us warm them up. Made of sentient permafrost, the Brethren Warrior is able to control ice to a degree where they could effortlessly lower the temperature of any given object to near absolute zero. Despite these physics-defying abilities, however, they most commonly use these abilities to create artisan ice creams. The reason humanity has access to blue raspberry, grape, grapefruit, papaya, and pineapple ice cream is because Brethren Warriors have flash froze these fruits and experimented for nearly 180 years to craft these flavors. We will warm them up with the power of our incredibly powerful weapons. I will attack you. Charles needs to heal. Why? How? When did I take damage? Did I? Oh, probably we're still taking damage from those metal medleys. Blow them all up. Bolts, you can... Wait, you have an ice ability. Can we use that? We can throw... Yeah, use them. And then nuts, you can just poke them. By the power of my icicle dirk, I can summon ice. It doesn't do a lot because they're made of ice. I don't know. You can block your attack. That's terrifying. Oh God, Charles is dead. I should have healed. I was kind of not taking this seriously, but the enemies outside of Swine Dimples are still kind of powerful. But not powerful enough that a man in a jelly hat can't kill you instantaneously. So, well, you know, stop. Nuts. You're gonna need to step up your game there, friend. Anyway, that giant axe is incredibly powerful. Triple-digit damage. Nice. Anyway, that was the Brethren Warrior. Let's go get Charles healed from the dead. Why is Charles the only one dying all the time? Charles, you need to not die. Don't touch me again. Let's go get him healed and then move on to the next fight. I found our next fight. The lone apocalypse stands tall and stands proud. Unfortunately for these terrifyingly dangerous to normal human creatures, I will annihilate you so completely that your poisonous scorpion tail will not be able to save you. Despite being an endangered species, the apocalypse are actually encouraged to be hunted down. Being extremely confrontational and aggressive omnivores, these creatures are more than capable of devastating entire ecosystems within weeks. Even when they're dead, they continue to prove dangerous, as their corpses decay astonishingly quickly and spread highly lethal toxins that seep into water, crops, and the earth itself. If you do find yourself exposed to living or dead apocalypses, locate your nearest apothecary and pray they have a stock of Yggdrasil leaves. Let's unleash our full, complete power. No one needs to attack except for Charles. Charles doing 11 damage? Wow, thank you for that critical hit. These enemies, they cannot stand against our might. We are extremely powerful. $114. Nice. We are wrecking shop against these creatures. Ooh, more enemies. You're big and blue, which means you need to be fought next. A Great Gruffin. Great Gruffins are collectors and cultivators of blueberries. Plump and juicy, small and sweet, these Gruffins have a blueberry for every occasion. Having mastered growing blueberries in the frozen north of Snowberia, Great Gruffins are the only source of blueberry jelly and other blueberry products in that part of the world. They've built a strong rapport with the shivery shrubberies in the region for access to special fertilizer that allows for suitable growth of crops, even when roaming bands of apocalypses threaten said crops merely by existing. These creatures use distraction techniques based completely and entirely around their icosahedron-based tail. Those are very oddly shaped tails, and they use it to their advantage to distract their prey. Unluckily for it, though, we're not people who get distracted easily, and in fact, we are the ones who do the distracting. So much, wow, it's faster than even... Oh, whoa there, boy. Whoa, that is the, see, that it distracted me with its tail and nearly single-handedly killed Nuts in a single attack. Wow, I have never seen an enemy get a critical hit. Or, well, that's not true, because I have, probably. I don't remember it, but that's dangerous. That's very dangerous. I got loot. A wing of bat. I suppose that might be helpful for upcoming fights, or alchemy, not fights. We don't use the bat wings in fights. They're a non-combatant thing. You're a wolf. I wanted to heal first. I tried to press the button, but it didn't work. A tear or a tear wolf. It depends on whether or not the day of the week starts or ends with an S. If it ends with an S, it's a tear wolf. If it starts with an S, it's a tear wolf. They're very sad creatures. Often referred to as the crybabies of the north, the tear wolf talk a big game but walk a small walk. Their single redeeming technique, feel the burn, allows them to artificially raise their tension, but almost certainly will put them into a position where they get hurt in response. Even gentle love taps will cause them to erupt into a cascade of tears. In the frozen north of Snowberia, this quickly leads to frozen eyelids and then severe blindness. This, in turn, causes more crying, which just worsens the problem. Most tear wolves choose to live near natural hot springs to help deal with the teary ice. I believe we should put it down. In its best interest, we should put it out of its existential misery. Die. Die. Oh, it's feeling the burn. Oh, wow. This is a rare one. This is a rare tear wolf that loves to feel pain. Normally, they're not like that. Anyway, that's also dead. It's truly a sad day when we have to kill so many enemies. Let's do a little bit of exploring and hope... No, don't touch me. Leave me alone. I just want to explore. Why is everyone so rude? Is there anything down here? Shivery shrubberies. More great griffins. I believe we took care of all of the enemies around here. Apocalypses, shivery shrubbery, brethren warriors. We don't much care for them. Aren't there items around here? Yes. These ice crystals. Very easy to get your hands on a bunch of ice crystals, which is very good. That's the only reason I'm over here. Hopefully I can get all of these. I definitely want to get as many of these as possible. Go away, shivery shrubbery. Why are you around? You guys are so confrontational. You guys need to not be confrontational. Can you go away? Go away. You guys are noticing me, but that's fine. Anyway, the other place with items, I believe just north of us, you can see like a little incline up a hill on like a plateau. That, I believe, has fresh water. I should probably go and check it out. And then that lone area with the tree. I don't believe there's anything else of like super important note around here. Aside from those ice crystals, I think that's like the most important thing you can find in terms of items around here. I don't think Snowberia has a lot of items, but this is the place. What items did you have over here? I don't remember. Is it like fresh water? Sleeping hibiscus. I suppose that's not a terrible thing, considering we needed sleeping hibiscus for birdsong nectar, so it's another source if you don't want to buy them in Bloomingdale. So I guess that's worth my time to show. No, don't stop that. Why? I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to. I'm running away. No, let me run. Now we can go to... Oh, now you're enthralled. I think I can justify going to Coffinwell right now. Wonderful Coffinwell. It's great to be back. I haven't been back here since that plague decimated half the town. It's good to be back. It took all night to get over here, away from those Tearwolves. They were like bats out of hell, chasing me down. They tore after me because they're tear and... Tearwolves, past tense of tear, tore, or torn. They tore my shorts. Anyway, I need to sleep because people are nearly dead and, you know, here, have $40. It's the most lucrative deal you'll ever find. because I don't want to deal with anything else. I did have a restful sleep. We have 2 quests to do in Coffinwell, and the first one is to the nun in a church. So we need to go and pray, which is fine. It's what we do. We're people who work out. We exercise. Cardio. The only way you'd ever be able to lug around a giant axe like this, why? There's no nuns. Where are the nuns? Where is the nun? Oh no, that's later. Sorry. The omniscient tomes, they may be omniscient, but I am interpreting them in a way that makes me seem like an idiot, which is entirely possible. I'm looking for a bard on the east side of town. Bard! Oh, bard! You seem like a bard. Can I break these pots? Can I break these pots? You're blue. I'm blue. We can coordinate our blueness. Greetings, nameless traveler. My name is Dynne, the greatest man in the world. Perhaps you will lend your ear to the love-struck poet Ernest? No, I don't like that poem. Earnestly living a life like Ernest. Earnestly making money. How to live like Ernest. There's a poem that I read in my human studies class back in the observatory, and completely honestly, I kind of zoned out of that class completely. True story, I only ever passed that human studies class because I kept my omniscient tomes under the desk, and I would surreptitiously glance at the answers. The teacher was a bit of a dunce. They're a reason we don't know their name or their rank, because, I mean, they're really good with poetry, but, like, in any other circumstances, they're kind of worthless. I stood here amongst the trees, whispering in the wind last night. That seems like a waste of a good night. Why wouldn't you sleep? You're humans. Why would you not want to sleep? That's like the best thing that we've given you. Why would you bother singing a ballad of a young poet who had fallen ill? That seems like such a waste of your talents that you may or may not even possess. Why? Just sleep. It's way better than singing about sicknesses. A lone nun came to me and listened to my song with tears in her eyes, and then she fled without a word. You know what this was? I have thought about this in this brief second where I paused, and I now have the story for you. The story of a lifetime. The story of your lifetime. You were singing the song about sickness and disease, and the nun was so caught up in grief and, well, she was just like, what the hell is that? And then she tracked down the sound, and she found you, and she's like, oh my god. He's so purple. He's going to die. Purple is a disease in this world. Everyone and everything in Coffinwell is extremely paranoid about sickness and disease. So if you come into Coffinwell dressed as you are, Macaroni, with your feather in your cap and your purple cloak and your clashing orange cape, well, you're gonna terrify a lot of people. So she was essentially acknowledging your death with that heartfelt, tearful visage that painted her face. Words are escaping me today like no other. I am not a good bard. Briefly transforming myself into a minstrel really messed up the neurons in my head, because before I transformed into a minstrel, all I knew how to do was slash people with big axe. It's like big axe, big axe, big axe, and I just beat people to death with my big axe. And then I'm like, I have to channel my minstrel powers, and I have to think, and that loosed a bunch of cobwebs in my head and got the gears spinning, and it's just like it's trying to start up a machine that has been left abandoned and rusty and rotten for like 30 years. And I realize 30 years is nothing to a Celestrian, but when all you know how to do is beat people with giant axes, then starting up a brain is probably extremely difficult. I'll get back into the swing of things eventually, I promise. Many women have cried at my ballads. Probably because they don't like them. I think you need to go to a bard's college on the other side of the world and live an aesthetic, monetary, monkish life. Just go join a cult somewhere, far away from women. She's the first whose tears have been so fleeting. How do you describe tears as fleeting? It's like I'm going to cry 3 teardrops only out of my left eye, and then I will vanish into the breeze behind a passing floating golden train. She was a spirit in the night. Perhaps you could take a bolt of Technicolor Dreamcloth, something that I am extremely grateful that I already did, because I am omniscient and the tomes never lie. The merriest cloth in all the world to her at the church. And perhaps you could tell her, your tears have magical powers that melt the very core of my heart. I don't think that is a good pickup line for women. I feel like if you just, like, I don't know, you met a woman at some kind of bard convention and you were just, like, playing your lute, and then she came up to you, looked at you all solemn, like, tears streaming down her face, and you gave her a rainbow bit of cloth, a rainbow handkerchief, and you told her, your tears have magical powers that melt the very core of my heart. I feel like she would dry her tears with the handkerchief of the rainbow variety, and then she would take that now damp cloth, slap you with it, and then knock you unconscious and leave, because that is probably the most coherent thing someone could do in the face of such nonsense verbs. But I do not wish to see you sad. Wipe away your... Oh, there's more. Why can't I go back to my Humans 101 class? At least their poetry was short. I only ever had to study haikus. There was one day where we had to study sonnets, and everyone walked out of class. I mean this in the most extremely literal way. They said sonnet, and then all 12 Celestrians just went up and left. I even told Aquila about this, and he was just like, that's understandable. Don't worry about that. We're only legally allowed to teach you about haikus. The second she brought out sonnets, you are more than free. You are encouraged to leave. And that's exactly what we did. So I don't care about your words at this point. I will recite them, but I will not listen or appreciate or in any way, shape, or form engage with them. But I do not wish to see you sad. Wipe away your jewel-like tears and come to me with a smile on your lovely face. Anyway, I've received a quest request. Big-headed bard. And it's a miracle it fits in his hat. A poet in Coffinville called Ernest Hemingway. Earnestly making a living off of Technicolor Dreamcloth. I sew together red cloth and yellow cloth and orange cloth to make the warm cloth. And then I sew the warm cloth with the cold cloth, which is blue, green, and purple. And then that's how you make Technicolor Dreamcloth. You also need to do other things with a crackpot, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I found the thing. I can deliver it. Marvelous. Simply marvelous. Here, have this marble. I have had faith that you would come to my aid. Well, I suppose you are part of a member of my flock, being in Coffinwell, so I'll help you with wooing of the ladies, even though that's not in my job description. What is in my job description, though, is helping my flock, so legally obligated, or else... Where is the woman? There's no nun in this church. There's a nun outside of it. Are you the woman we need? It's good to see you. You're looking for a nun? Well, I am literally the only clergy woman in the entirety of Coffinwell, so you can have it. Dynne hands the nun the Technicolor Dreamcloth. Goodness, the post Post? You got this Technicolor Dreamcloth from a post? No, sorry, ma'am, I misspoke. My brain is still engaging. I got it from a poet. His name is apparently Ernest. He was very earnest in trying to make a living off of fishing whale guts or something. Anyway, he wants you to stop crying, apparently. So, yeah. Oh. Okay. Dear me, I wasn't crying out of sadness, kid. It's just that ballad that was, being spoken by that purple man, it was just so boring. It was unbelievably boring. It was so boring. I literally cannot stress you enough how boring that man's poetry was. I just yawned and it brought tears to my eyes. Still, it's very nice of you to bring this extremely valuable bit of rainbow cloth to me. I'll accept it with good grace, of course. The church doesn't get nearly enough donations, so this is going to pay for rent and the mortgage for like 3 days. The church goes through a lot of money for esoteric purposes. Don't ask, I'm not allowed to tell you. Anyway, I'm going to lie to the dude about the fact that the woman was not crying out of joy, hate, or utter heartbrokenness, but in reality, it was just utter boredom. God, have I ever brought anyone to tears out of boredom? Probably. What an extreme emotion that would be. Greetings, nameless traveler. Did you safely deliver the Technicolor Dreamcloth to my sweetheart? However reluctantly, I have given up my Technicolor Dreamcloth that I made with magic juice, which is just water, because it's magic juice. It's the universal solvent. As a hormal? I wanted to say mortal and human, and it came out as hormal, because, again, my brain is not working. What joyous news! She loved it! Incredible, you're like a bridge between two islands of love. I am the love bridge. I bridge the gap between mortals in love. Even though one of them is so bad at poetry, you can literally move a woman to tears through boredom. How incredibly skilled must you be? Here, have this. If my fans were to ever find out, it would be mayhem, utter chaos. I'd rather continue and count on you to be discreet. Dynne receives an elfin charm. I believe that's an accessory of some worth. I'm pretty sure the elfin charm is actually a pretty good accessory. We will check it out heretofore right now. Equip on Dynne the elfin charm, however briefly. What is this? A talisman that turns aside tons of undesirable effects. It will lower my attack, but I'm not putting it on you. Anyway, the elfin charm is something that will protect you from many status conditions. I have no idea what status conditions it will protect you from, but apparently it's tons of undesirable effects. So I am going to put that on... Your agility goes down 20 points. I'm gonna put it on... I wanna keep Nuts alive. I'm gonna put it on Nuts. I'd rather keep her alive, because if she gets paralyzed or poisoned or anything like that, that'd be bad. So, Nuts, you can have it. That is another quest down. Where do we have to go for the next one? Up to the north. I consulted the tomes. I never actually had to set foot in the church, which is interesting. You, old man, you're balding. You're staring out over a sea of amber grain. You won't believe what my lovely little granddaughter said to me the other day. Grandpa Doug, she said, you look just like a slugger. Well, I'll be. I look nothing like one of those horrible little slimy characters. I wanted to say cockroaches, because I feel like anything that's pink should be labeled as a cockroach. Except for trout, because trout's delicious and should never be equated to something as disgusting as cockroaches. I don't suppose you could go up and beat a few of them to make me feel better, could you? Wow. Imagine the stones on this man to be like, yeah, my 3-year-old granddaughter told me I look ugly, so I need you to go outside and genocide the local population of sluggers. Go make me feel better and kill them. Go kill 10 of them. That's all right. All I need to do is kill 10 sluggers. They're the little pink dancing dudes outside, and I will gladly do it. Oh, you will? Oh, you're so kind. Off you go then, chop chop. An old man's broken heart needs healing. Wow, imagine living your life by the whims of others, especially when those others are 3-year-old grandchildren. Imagine children not speaking their mind and calling you ugly. It's like, you're balding. Of course you're ugly. A man is only judged to be worthy of life if he has a nice full head of hair. If you're balding, you're worthless. Let's go kill a bunch of sluggers. I need to track them down. There's one of them. Let me go kill 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, critically 9, and 10. Lovely. They're all dead. Go back to the old man. Old man, it's the middle of the night and I killed all 10 of the pink dudes. They're big, they were hairy, and they were pink. There you are. I've been waiting so patiently, so effervescently, even though that's not a word that applies in this scenario. I wanted to say it because I wanted to show off my big vocabulary. You managed to defeat 10 of the little blighters, did you? Yes, I did. Have this as a little thank you. It's rather precious to me, actually. I don't actually want to give this up, but it was my granddaughter's. So she called me ugly, so you can have this. Take it. Mini medal. Neat. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Lovely, 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 lovely. We should go back to the dude. The pirate. Pirate dude. Pirate Man Jones. Captain Booty Shorts. Doesn't matter. This is a repeatable quest. Every time you kill 10 sluggers, you can get a snakeskin from him. Whether or not that's worth your time is entirely dependent on you. Our next port of call before this episode ends is Zir, because we're approaching the time upon which we would need to go to the end of the episode, but we're not there yet. Zir, the place that's next, that holds our quest. We need to go to the church. I don't know if it's good that it's nighttime. Maybe not. You're not blue. You're not blue, but you are probably blue. You are blue. La 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 la. La 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 la. I have the voice of an angel, which makes sense because I am an angel. Oi, what do you think you're looking at? You've got some nerve scowling at Wellard. I got it. I'll forgive you if you bring me some birdsong nectar. Just bring it, all right? You've received a quest request. Warbling Wellard. Thick-voiced thug Wellard from Zir wants you to bring him some birdsong nectar. Luckily, I already have a bottle. No way. Well, that's a bit of good luck then. What you hanging around here for then? Hurry up and bring that birdsong nectar, will ya? You've acquiesced to the quest. Warbling Wellard. The Wellington woman. I don't know. You could be extremely buff. Who knows? Not me. You're wearing a mask. So, you brought some birdsong nectar. Hand it over. I need to put it in my tea so I can cure my ailing sore throat. Here, I have some for you. Nice one. Down the hatch. That would be disgusting to sound out, so I'm not going to swallow. I, as a Celestrian, never swallow. Ahem. Harmony, harmony, I've brought you another tasty apple, darling. Hello, kind person. Who are you speaking to? Are you perving on people in the church? Don't look at the nuns like that. That's against their religion. What is your name, kind sir, who leaves me apples? I don't have a name, doll. I'm just a little bird who happens to pass by your window every day and every night. I never leave. I subsist off of the power of the universe, giving me the ability and the wisdom and the wherewithal and the staunch attitude which will allow me to stare at your beauty for an eternity. Oh, it's such a beautiful voice. So beautiful. It never shuts up, even when I'm trying to sleep at 3 a.m. It never, ever shuts up. Ever. So beautiful. Will you come back and speak to me again, kind bird? Of course I will, my love. Of course I will. Tarar for now. I spoke to her. Blind and gore. It's like a dream come true. I'm so happy. Yeah. Anyway, cheers for that. You've done all right. I suppose I better give you some for your trouble. Here. A Gleben gold piece. That's $1,000. This also is a repeatable quest. Every time you bring him a birdsong nectar, you get 1,000 gold in the form of a Gleben gold piece. Whether or not that's worth your time is also up to you. You're the one. Right, we wanted to talk to you before, and we were too low-leveled for whatever you had to do. So now that I'm running around in circles, I'm certain I will be able to prove my dominance. Just lately, I've had real trouble with butterflies coming in and wreaking havoc with my crops. They've got some nerve having to go at George Crofter's patch. I'm the best farmer in the village, I'll have you know. You look like a beefy character. Those arms, they're incredibly swollen. Should probably go to the church to get that checked out. I reckon you could easily scare off those no-good butterflies with your incredible musculature. Your level's high enough that you're pretty intimidating. Will you help? I just need you to drive them away from my crops. Another quest to battering butterflies. A farmer called George Foreman from Zir has asked for you to chase away the butterflies chasing after his meat farm. I will gladly get rid of them. Yes, excellent indeed. Those butterflies are always hanging about near my field to the south of the village. If it were up to me, I'd just let them all be exterminated, but my ma loves all creatures, great and small, so she'd be livid. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like she's going to be counted among the non-living creatures anytime soon, so I guess we have to deal with it this way. This is where you come in, of course. Just scare them away, please. Please, just get rid of them. If you could just batter 10 of the blighters, then just please. I don't care what you do, just run them out of town. We are going to take the butterflies, and we are going to put them somewhere else. Luckily for us, I do believe all of this fighting literally just allows them to be like, tension or defense, and then they'll eventually run away. I'll do one to see how this works, because I don't remember how this works. It's been too long. It has been an uncountable amount of years since I've played this game, so I have no idea what is going to go wrong or right. Where are the butterflies? Butterflies, Oh, butterfly. You're a scarecrow. Butterflies. Oh, butterflies. I can scare away scarecrows. I can pick up chimera wings. I don't need those. I can zoom. You, come here. Don't run away from me. Not yet, at least. Anyway, we need to fight 10 of these guys, but luckily for us... Oh, and a fun ghoul. Cool. I'm just gonna have you fight, and everyone else can defend. Are they gonna run away? Everyone defends. You're going to attack me. Do you have any idea what kind of opponents you're facing at the moment? Like, I literally did 160 damage. Can you just die? I am going to give you the chance to do this. I am going to boost Bolt's tension up to max. If she gets to 100 tension, well, she's going to eviscerate you, so you better run away before she gets there. You can dazzle all you like, friend. It won't save you. Oh no, Boltz is hallucinating. That's no bueno. Keep egging her on. I'm sure nothing will go wrong if she's hallucinating and extremely tense. 20, her tension is rising. You're still attacking. The minimum requirement for this level, or by the way, the minimum level requirement for this, by the way, is 25. So if you're 25, you could technically do this. I believe the higher level you are, the quicker they'll run away, so you might have a bit of trouble getting them to run away if you get to... If you're only doing this when it's 25. So once this one runs away, I will then just speed through the other 9. Please, why are you not running away? Like, what do I have to do? Do you have any idea? Boltz is extremely tense. She will kill you, you know. Like, she is very well capable of just erasing you from existence. Why are you not running away? Do you have any idea? I am a man in a slime hat. Like, is this not the face of someone you're terrified of? She's literally glowing pink. What happens if I do... I'm gonna do that to Nuts as well. Here, can I super half-inch you? Nice, I got some coagulant. I wonder if that has any kind of effect on the tension. Now Nuts is getting tense. There we go, it finally ran away. I stole its pouch of poison and then it ran away. That's the key. I need to rob it blind. Cool. The bullied 1 butterfly, that's 1. 9 more to go. This is going to take a hot minute, but that's my problem, not yours. See you back in Zier or whenever this is done. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and finally 10. That's all of them intimidated. All I needed to do was egg on Boltz and continually use half-inch until they ran away. I am now like 7 coagulant richer than I was, which is not terrible. Not terrible at all. Even though I'm 99% certain coagulant is useless to me at the moment. I don't know if I can use it in any worthwhile alchemy recipes, and I can't use it, well, I can use it as an item in and of itself, but I'm not going to at all, because that only killing butterflies has drained my brain cells, apparently. Paralyzes creatures. You're back. Good to see you, even though it took all day and all night. You did a great job of getting rid of them butterflies for me. You've really helped out there. Here's a wee token of thanks. A seed of defense. Incredible. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your very hardy seed. It's a walnut. I love walnuts. Walnuts are great. Walnuts roasted over an open fire. You can do this again and again and again and again. But not, unfortunately, for Seeds of Defenses. If you do this particular quest again, you will be receiving toad oil. Is that worth your time? If you're in a pinch, absolutely not. You can go to Twill Cave and steal toad oil off of explodes incredibly easily. Don't bother ever doing this quest again more than once. It's not worth your time. But that's all done. All of the quests that I set out to do for this episode have been completed, and we got some bios. We are going rather strong. Quite well indeed. 5 whole quests down the drain. Quest number 12, 24, 25, 26, and 27. I know how to count. I know how to read the omniscient tomes, and that is good. On the next episode, we're going to be fighting more enemies, but we might also be getting to a brand new area that might be quite interesting to go check out for multiple reasons. So stay tuned for that, because in the next episode of Dragon Quest IX, we will be going, hopefully, potentially, to Batsureg, a new town with potentially new fruit salad ingredients. So whether you watch this episode for 30 seconds or the entire thing, thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you on the next episode of Dragon Quest IX, Sentinels of the Extremely Cowardly Butterflies. Later.